Woo, that boy Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts, ghosts, ghosts. Oh man, he was seeing dead people. The way that he was out here getting bum rush last by those Rams. I was like, Verse, Young, Fisk, all them boys was getting after him. And there was nothing he could do. He basically looked like he did against the Lions. I was like, he was just over here. I was like, granted, they was coming for him. I ain't gonna lie, they was coming for him. But at the same time, once you sort of do that, it seemed like you sort of got the blueprint in order to destroy Sam Darnold. And from there, that team can't do anything at all because he's the one that's, I was like, it locks up the run game. Even though they try to stay committed to the point where it was like, y'all gotta start passing this ball. I was like, but Jefferson, Addison, I was like Hawkinson, they over here have to come up with some tough catches because also he's placing the ball, he's missing them. Ooh, it was just a tough game for him. And on top of that, I was like, there was all this discussion about what do you do? Do you pay him? Do you get rid of McCarthy? And all the other stuff. Now, you're back to that same thing. If he would have played well and say they would have lost, cool, that could have decided itself. If he would have played well, they win. Hey, even if he would have played like so badly, but he did enough to get them to the next round. But now, a decision. Now it's kind of like, well, I was like, the last two teams that beat him, that I was like in the season, are the same two teams that beat them at the very end. And I was like, with the Rams, they could put up points or whatever. I was like, I don't know if I picked. I think I picked the Rams maybe to come out of this or whatever. But I thought it'd be like a pretty close game. But no, I think I picked the Vikings because I thought the defense for the Vikings would play really well. And the thing is, it's like I don't think they played bad. You can't say they played like good because they was giving up points and stuff to the Rams. But I was like, you can't really say they also played bad considering the fact that their offense was basically putting them back on the field several times. I was like, also, if that play by uh, Matthew Stafford counts as a pass, where it's like I was like, I don't have to be looking, I could just toss that ball out. If more people, I feel like more people need to also start taking advantage of it. I feel like where your running back's supposed to be. I was like, just toss it, cause I thought that was one of the bogus things ever. I was like, I get it that it's a forward pass, but I feel like in that situation that I'm just like, he obviously can't see, he's not looking, and it's like, oh, he just trying to get rid of the ball. And I was like, to me, I was like, I don't know. I guess it's not a foul, but I was like, I was like, and it would have been intentional ground. No, it wouldn't even been intentional ground because they said Puka was there. So I was like, get out of here, whatever. I was like that over here, like I was like that dude was dodging basically that whole turnover. Like if somebody like caught you cheating and you over here like I can't see anything. I can't. Anyway, I was like Puka Nakua was on. I don't understand what's now that he's here that Cooper does not exist at all. That's very odd to me. But I was like, they were still able to, but they were able to run the ball. Nobody else was getting bad. This really is sort of like how they play though. They really only play really with one receiver the whole time. If you remember, before Odell got there, it was basically playing with Coop, and then once Odell went out, it was nothing but Coop. So I was like, this is how they always play, where they just get one receiver and then it's just a wrap on it. Very weird to me in that moment. But yeah, okay, so my biggest gripe about the game isn't necessarily win, loss, all that stuff. It's the fact that it pisses me off that some of this stuff could have been negated. So Sam Darnold's getting rushed like hell by people. Hell, he's even sometimes even when he's not, and he's messing and he's not sliding right or not like that, he's still in fear mode. All right, cool. Why don't this dude run? Think about it. Why don't this dude run at all? It almost feels like Lamar Jackson last year in the playoffs, where it's like, why aren't you running? Why are you running? That's what it felt like this whole time. I'm looking. I was like, Darnold, just run. just run Darnold. He only like scrambled one time, and that was like in the fourth quarter. Game pretty much done after that. But I'm just like, in Carolina, he was running and scoring touchdowns to the point they was like, is he the best runner in Carolina than Cam Newton? They were saying some bullshit like that. Here, he does not run. He can run. That's the thing is, I was like, he can. I was like, he's not fast like Lamar. But I was like, and he's not necessarily like, like the freight train that Josh Allen is. But he's also like 6'4", 230. Like, he's a big dude, and he can run. And I'm like, this will open up the game so much. I was like, it would have changed how all those pass rushers are coming if they know that he's going to run. But if they know you're just going to sit there and get that work, then you just a sit duck at that point. That's the part I was really disappointed about, to be honest. If we're going to talk about this whole thing, is the fact that, like, okay, so you're just not going to run at all, and at no point. Anyway, other stuff, I was like the Patriots got Mike Vrabel, and while I still don't know like the details of the mail stuff, I ain't heard that about it. I was like, his press conference, what he said, don't sound no different than anything. It's not like he come with rah-rah energy or nothing like that. He's very down low of like voice and stuff. He just so like I was like okay, he ain't saying nothing. He basically just sounds like another the same ilk of coach. I was like, yeah, he got a little more. He got more cachet, of course, but whatever. I was like, it ain't giving nothing. I was like Deion talking to Dallas. I was like, that's not also a really big surprise either. I was like, I know I did videos on it. If he would go here, if he leaving, I was like, if he gonna go with his kids and stuff like that. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Maybe just me of like, it'd be cool if he does go. But I was thinking, maybe he could get like a better spot. But I was like, but it is a glamour spot at the same time. But also I was like, would you not want to go somewhere where you got a little bit more, like, less pressure, not because of the Cowboys, but because you already are about to have 3 highest paid players that there's no flexibility in that thing. Or you're going to have somebody else, young or whatever, in spots that, you know what I'm saying, like a little bit more pop. I think the Raider might have been also on there, and I was like, that one's different. I like that one a little bit more up in there, like in Las Vegas. So that I was like, that'd be cool. I was like, I don't think the Cowboys could, but could they be somebody that trade for Mike Tomlin? I think it depends on what you're going to trade for, and that's why I don't think they do, because they really value their draft picks instead of signing free agents. So I can see them not being the ones to trade in this situation. But I'm just thinking that I'm like somebody that is just kind of like, no nonsense, a new locker room. I was like, he doesn't necessarily need the GM stuff. I was like, he is a star in itself, but I was like, I don't think he's a little bit more than McCarthy, but he ain't somebody that's going to just like overdo it in that situation. I was like, because Pittsburgh, they couldn't really do anything at all. I guess I was like they took too long, because I was like, I felt like those plays was there in the first half, but they just took too long in order to get hit or whatever. And to be honest, some of those was even like luck in the first play, like the George Pickens touchdown where Russell Wilson, he did play between 2 receivers, but Pickens like spun out, scored a touchdown with effort. I was like, effortlessly. But he had one I was like earlier that game that was sort of the same way, that he could have also potentially been actually scoring drive and had to be brought back because of the pass interference on Pickens. But I was like, but that defense also was just getting ran through. And the DB that I thought would be like pretty decent enough against basically a team that don't have Zay Flowers, I was like, nope, they're letting them pass on that thing too. I was like, Philly, look dominant. I was like, we're going to see once points are getting on the board, if the Rams can put points on the board. I was like, Jordan Love at this point, it's just kind of like, what are you doing? I'm like, some of these aren't even like, oh snap, he threw it in the crowd of windows for that last interception. They're like Who are you throwing it to? The receiver going this way, your other receiver pointed down. You threw it here. I don't understand where you was actually throwing that ball. I was like, but he throws the ball so fluid that it's like you can see it's all there, but it's like it's not computer. It's like he's just over here just throwing the ball. Like I can't even say it's video game because I was like, you do better than that on the game. I was like, that's weird. I like did not see the Texans. Which to be honest, they wasn't. I was like, they got in the rhythm of they got in the rhythm of their offense, but their offense was still stagnant. That defense was just really just coming for Herbert, and Herbert also was throwing interceptions. Like, who are you? What are you doing? That you okay? That I was like, there were. I was like, except for one of them, the other two, I was like the other couple, and he had some because he had some other ones that were questionable. That was like, oh, that could have been as well. But I was like, some of them were just like, I don't know what you do. The Will Disley one that's on Disley, but the other one that's on Herbert. And they just came for that dude in a way. And I thought the defense for the Chargers would hold up, and they did for a while. But then after that, they just couldn't hold and stop them at all. The Bo Nix Denver Bank. I was like, at first after that first touchdown, I was like, oh, here we go. What we gonna do here? The Bills ran the ball down their throat so much that after that it just didn't matter. And then once that touchdown in the back of the end zone by Todd Johnson got caught, I was like, it's a wrap. I was like, divine interventions on their side. They're not gonna lose this one. I was like, told you it's gonna be on Bo Nix and that, and especially that offense of just like, can they create enough play? And it's like, no, they basically just kept on coming after him to the point where it's like, now he was also seeing ghosts at this point. I was like, what? I was like, the Tampa Bay. I was like, Washington Commander told you we believe in Jalen Daniels. I was like, changed it at the last moment because I was like, we believe in this boy. And guess what? Came through. I was like, and to be honest, Tampa Bay sort of kept on banging their own ass basically. I was like turnovers. I was like they was having penalties as well that kept Washington in the game. Cause Washington I was like, even though there was some great throws by Jalen Daniels, I was like, there was opportunity for the Bucks to basically take this game over and win, and they just couldn't pull off and do it. But anyway, I was like, now we're on to the second week where it gets real games. We'll see who comes out of it, and of course, the game that's going to keep on having America divided. But until then, peace. I'm out.